coaching another day of my life. I don't have to win another game. I don't have anything that I feel like, hey, I've got to prove this. I've got to stay in the game and prove this. I love working with these young women and helping them strive to be the best they can be.
This is a chance of a lifetime. You can't be afraid to go out and compete and do whatever it takes.
Awesome stuff. All right, I'm gonna play some legendary music. Let's see if you guys know some legendary music. Let's sing it all together. Let's see it. Here we go. Let me hear it. Here we go. Sing it. Candace Parker. All right, here we go. We need you loud. Here we go. Lauren Johnson. Skylar Diggins.
Everybody.
Just where this is. Relax. Three-pointer Lynette Pierce. All right, here we go. Korean Christmas. Lynette Pierce. Chelsea Gray. All right, here we go. We need you guys. Come on. Quentin Pierce. 1 minute and a half. 1 minute. Carson. Here we go. Foul charge to number 0, Carson Sims. That's her second personal foul. Here we go! Let me hear it! The foul charge to Candace Parker. That's her first personal foul. Here we go! Let's go! And the foul starts to number 22 again, Carson. That's our second personal foul. First, Dallas team foul. We need to run. Here we go. Defense. Here we go. This Dallas foul will go against number 3, Courtney Pierce. That's her third personal foul, second team foul. Free throws coming for your Sparks at the line. Number 3, Candace Parker. Everybody, defense, Skylar Diggins. All right, here we go. Let him hear you. Yes, yes, here we go. Oh yeah. Remaining in regulation, 2 minutes. All right, we need everybody. Here we go. Team set. Three-point Skylar Diggins. Yes, yes. Here we go. Everybody standing. Everybody standing. One of the greatest comebacks ever. On your feet. Let's go. Let me hear it. Everybody. Here we go. Team Twins. Come on, y'all. Korean Christmas. This is for them.
It's gonna get me cold.
Skylar Diggins. Timeout Los Angeles.
we called a couple timeouts, and I was trying to get through to them. I mean, I was pretty intense and trying to call them out and trying to get some kind of reaction, and that didn't work. So halftime, I really didn't say anything. And I usually don't do this, but we just watched the first 5 minutes of the game. We put the video on, watched the first 5 minutes. I asked Kristi what she thought. I asked NECA what she thought. They were very good in their analyzation. I said, okay, so let's make these changes and let's go. And, it took us, 4 or 5 minutes to get it going, but there was a group there that really got it going, and the difference was we moved the ball a little bit better, got them in pick and roll, and our defense was so much more active in the second half.
What sparked you to change your philosophy?
Because what I was saying to them in the first half, I wasn't getting a reaction. So I didn't think I'd get a reaction at halftime. So I'd let them see for themselves. A lot of times, you've all been, you had parents that have told you, this, and this, and you sort of shrug your shoulders and blow it off. And sometimes you got to learn by seeing, and that's what we did. We just let them watch themselves play.
What does a win like this mean for this team, especially on a day like today, and what happened, what transpired?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough on Candace, obviously, tough on Tanya Edwards, who's one of our assistants. They both played for Coach Summit. I had no idea. It's hard to predict, and there's nothing you can say. I do think Candace knew that she was supported by her teammates. I think all the players on our team understood and understands what Coach Summit meant to the game of women's basketball. So I didn't know what to think. I didn't know how this thing was going to play off, and I even asked our assistants, how you think things are going to happen tonight. No one really knew. But I'll give credit to Dallas. They came in here ready to play. They hit shots. They took it right at us and put us on our heels.
Last game was kind of a slow start too, Coach. Is that anything to be concerned about at this point?
Yeah, it's always concerning. You don't want to start that way. I'm trying to. I think they have to understand how good they can be when our defense is active and creating opportunities for our offense. When you get stops and you can. I've said this many times. Your defense complements your offense, and your offense complements your defense. If you get stops defensively, then you play in transition. If you let them score on you, then you're taking the ball out of bounds and you're playing against a set defense. So it's the same at offense. If you score, then they got to play against your set defense. So we just weren't getting stops in the first half. And then there was a stretch there in the second half. I think we may have had 7, 8, or 9 consecutive stops in a row, and it got us back in the game.
Coach, it seemed during the game there was tempers were flaring just a little physical, but Candace Parker seemed to be very, very in the thick of things, meaning, hey, come on to their teammates, let's move, let's get going here, and use this to our advantage. Did you notice that as well, and did that motivate the rest of the team to really fire up and get back in the game?
I don't think there's any question. I think that Candace sort of willed this team back in the game, and then we had several players sort of get us over the hump. But she probably played one of her better halves of basketball since she's been here. I can't imagine anybody playing better than she did in the second half. And I'm talking about both ends of the floor. She was so active defensively and rebounded the ball. So, yeah, her influence on the team was immense tonight.
And what would you say now as a character builder coming back from a huge deficit and coming away with a not going away win, but a comfortable win?
Yeah. Well, it does show a lot of character, but I think we're sort of defeating the purpose if we just want to rely on that, because these teams are getting better and people are scouting us and watching us, and if we come out flat, same thing's going to happen again. So I'm hoping we get off to better starts.
And lastly, can you give us a summary of the injury to Chelsea?
Chelsea, I think, took an elbow to her cheekbone and has got a severe gash. She's going to need stitches, but she could have come back in. She came back on the bench, could have got back in the game. So she'll get stitched up, and she'll be ready to go on Thursday.
Last quick question, Coach. The games are just coming at a very quick pace. Are the plans to maybe at some point in time here have a day or two off and then come back?
We'll take off Friday. Tomorrow we've got to start getting ready for Atlanta because I got that noon game on Thursday. So we talk even here. We got to start preparing for Thursday. So you got to start preparing physically. Getting your rest, getting hydrated, because it's a quick turnaround, only 36 hours.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Good win.
Thanks.